Last week, we sold our 80,000 French toast at our cafe.
Ever since I saw this viral French toast, I knew I had to make it. Now I know you all do this too, but unfortunately, I like to scroll food Instagram and TikTok while I'm trying to fall asleep. And this viral French toast had 500,000 views and they sold over 80,000 French toast orders at their bakery since they've been open, which is an insane amount. But here's what's really crazy. Each one of the French toasts that they sell actually has 3 pieces of toast. So they have used 240,000 slices of toast since they've opened just for this French toast. I just wanna know if this is actually as good as they say, because it looks phenomenal. This recipe actually isn't too difficult, but we do need to make one thing ahead of time, and I'll show you the other stuff, which is super simple to get. You can literally just buy those locally. But for the first thing that we have to make is a pastry cream. They had filled the French toast with some pastry cream, and this gives it like a really luscious, rich texture. The thing with pastry cream is that you can maybe buy pastry cream, I'm not too sure. But in this case, I really wanted to try to keep it as close to their recipe as possible, even though I don't have the recipe. So to make the creme anglaise, I have about 1 cup of whole milk, 3 egg yolks that are going into here with about 2 tablespoons of sugar. I'm giving this all a whisk, making sure that the milk isn't too hot. Then to thicken this, I'm also adding in about 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch. It's also supposed to get vanilla bean, but listen, vanilla bean's like $20 for a bean, basically. I don't have $20, so I buy this vanilla, what is this? Vanilla extract. I'm totally a chef. Now I'm gonna turn this back on and just lightly heat it. I would also like to know what your favorite style of French toast is, or if there's a more viral French toast than this one, I will make that. But you have to let me know in the comments down below. Oh yes. The last thing I'm gonna add is just a pinch of salt. Like a little salt goes a long way in unlocking a lot of the flavors in here. Now I'm basically just gonna slowly heat this up until it thickens from that cornstarch slurry. The only problem is you do wanna pay attention to this the entire time because it can curdle, and then basically you have like scrambled egg pastry cream. You just wanna avoid that. So this starts to thicken up oh God, that's still on, oh my God. Okay, yep. It's okay, I have a lot of hair. It's okay if I burn some off. So the pastry cream, once it starts to thicken up, you saw how fast it was? It was maybe 2 or 3 minutes of just sitting here and stirring over a low heat. Now, because it is Sunday and I'm trying to eat French toast today and not tomorrow, a lot of the time you do wanna let pastry cream sit for a few hours, but listen, I want this now. So instead, I'm gonna put this on a plate and I'm going to spread this out on a plate. This way, it cools down much, much faster. Some people don't like using this method because it can develop a skin, but listen, try to eat it. Okay, I don't wanna wait 4 hours for pastry cream. Alternatively, you can make this like the day before. It'll last a good 4 or 5 days, should be fine. And then you can have as much of this French toast as you want. God, the temptation. Oh, I'm gonna cool this down. Now that's only gonna need maybe 15 minutes to cool down like that because it's such a small amount. So we have to kind of get rolling on the other stuff that is a little bit easier. This is Japanese style milk bread, otherwise known as shokupan. I bought this from my local bakery. In that viral reel that I had seen, they do make their milk bread from scratch, and I'm gonna leave one of my recipes down below if you wanna check that out. But honestly, just buy it. Next, they also use dulce de leche. This is just out of a can. This is what my Mexican friends use. And since this is French toast, we're going to make a French toast soak. Now, they didn't quite say what was in the soak, but they did mention it was a Hong Kong style French toast, which typically means it's filled with peanut butter and they use condensed milk instead of maple syrup. But in this case, I actually wanna keep some of the flavors for the condensed milk, so I'm gonna be using evaporated milk for my eggs that I'm using for the soak for the French toast. So that way, because I don't know what they use. They didn't divulge, but I figure we should try this. If you can't find evaporated milk, just use regular whole milk. Now for my 2 eggs, I'm gonna use just about 1/2 cup of evaporated milk. This way it'll get nice and liquidy. Oh, evaporated milk is so good. Now the soak just gets mixed up. Soak, done. Now a Hong Kong style French toast has peanut butter spread out throughout the toast. But in this case, I'm using dulce de leche, like I mentioned earlier, like they had used in that video. One method you do have to use is making sure that it is spread edge to edge. This is very important, so this way everything sticks together. And oh my God, I put so much dulce de leche. Ooh, this is gonna be like a 2,000 calorie French toast. Put a little extra in the middle so you get the like glob action when you cut through it. One more side. Now my pastry cream's been in the freezer for maybe 10 minutes or so, and it's cold enough to pipe onto this. nice. They also had piped the pastry cream, so that's what I'm gonna do as well. And their pastry cream definitely looked thicker than mine and more plump, but I'm trying here. Gandalf, just because there's milk in it doesn't mean you can eat it. No, not for cats. I don't care what they've told you on TikTok and Instagram, but cats can't have everything. I say that now, but I might not wake up alive tomorrow because of him. Yeah, it's just pastry cream, buddy. You wanna smell? Yeah, because you're gonna try to eat it. Gandalf, that's my bread. He loves shokupan. The last time I made shokupan, there was a hole in it. His fault. Now I'm gonna pipe on this pastry cream. This I am not going edge to edge with because this can leach out. And they do this like cross pattern. Gandalf, don't stop eating my bread. You can have, I will slice you a piece. You can have a little bit. You have to be patient. Yeah, what did I say? It's gonna mess up my whole thing. But that's all right. Get down. You can only have a little bit. They're not good for you. I don't run the house, man. Pastry cream, bam, done. Oh, that looks so fun. That looks so fun. Now we take this, place it on top of here. Then we take this now cut piece of bread, place it on top of here. We give it a press. When I'm pressing anything like this, sandwiches included, is to not press with your palm down the center. Instead, you spread the weight throughout the outside of your hand, so you're just mostly doing the edges. And this way, when you press, you're not really forcing the filling out. Does that make sense? Now, this is where we're gonna cut those edges off just like they did and make it really nice and square. What I find really interesting about this viral French toast recipe is they're not really reinventing the wheel. Instead, they're repackaging the wheel to look really beautiful. But when you go to a regular breakfast restaurant, you're probably gonna get 3 or 4 slices of bread for your French toast anyways. Well, here in the US, because we eat a lot. But all they have done is made the packaging beautiful. Unlike my videos where the packaging is terrible. So they don't also say this, but I'm wondering if they like prep some of these ahead of time and cool them down. Gandalf, no, and cool them down so this way they're easier to soak. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop this in the freezer for about 5 minutes while we heat up our pan. Gandalf, don't you touch anything. I never thought I would be yelling at a wizard. My snack. No. Now I've been heating up my pan for just a couple of minutes, and the reason why I'm using an induction stove is because it's more consistent than a flame. So if you have one, use one. If not, just keep it at a lower heat than you think you might need for French toast, because French toast can burn very easily. What they also didn't show, but they do kind of mention, is they cook this in a good amount of butter. So I'm gonna be putting some butter down. See, this is already too hot. I can tell, because I don't want this to get like brown buttered. Leave that to the side, and then I'm gonna take my giant boy. Look at this thing. This is so much. And we're just gonna dunk it, you know? Try to be very gentle so it doesn't fall apart. Oh, this is gonna be ridiculous. Okay, this looks good. Here we go. Oh, goodness. That's as big as my head. Gandalf, you can't eat everything that I make. Now I'm gonna cook this slow and low until it's nicely browned on all sides, and then we can just cut this bad boy open after we top it off with some butter and some maple syrup. Okay, let's see what the bottom side of this looks like after just a couple minutes. Ooh, woo! I am gonna flip it though. I wanna start cooking the other side a little bit. Oh, smelling the butter on there too is so good. I have to walk like 8 miles after eating like half of this. I'll finally turn this on one side, and we just kind of have to cook every side. I hope my filling doesn't like leach out. The shape that they get is nuts. I actually don't know how they get that shape. It looks really pretty. Or maybe the toast is a little bit thicker. Or they don't dunk it as long as I did. Because mine is actually like compressing a little. Oh, this is madness. Oh no, it's kind of falling apart a little bit. It's too heavy for its own good. We'll get through this, we'll just hold it. Or maybe they don't go edge to edge with their dulce de leche and they just fill the center. Because if you only fill the center, then it actually doesn't leak out the edge as much, but then you don't get as much coverage. So it's kind of a, pick your poison, I think. See, now we're getting a little bit too much color, so I think we're pretty close to being done. Plate this bad boy up with some warm syrup and some butter and see what happens. Oh, come on. Right on the plate. We're just going straight on the plate. I was gonna try to cool it down a little bit, but it just has to go right on the plate. Now the butter that they use in the video very much looks like the French style butter you would normally use for a croissant. Since it's actually very hard to find at your local grocery store, I'm just using some very good high quality local butter from Tillamook. And last but not least, I have some really high quality local maple syrup out of Washington, but my God, that looks crazy. I would pay 15 bucks for that. I haven't made or had French toast in a long time, so we're gonna do the cross section. Straight down the middle, and this thing is thick. Like, I can feel how thick it is. Look at that center. That is insane looking. Look at the layers on that though. That looks super fun. It doesn't look exactly like how they have it in their video because they're masters of their craft. Is this the most viral French toast on the planet? Let's find out. Oh my Lord. That's just dessert. What is awesome is you can taste not only the dulce de leche, but it mixes really, really well with that pastry cream. It kind of lightens it up in a lot of ways, but it's incredibly rich. The bread itself is still a little fluffy, even though it's kind of compacted and compressed and doesn't look exactly like how they have theirs. So GUICO, if you guys ever see this video, I would love to come and learn how you make your French toast, please. It would be an honor to be able to do that. Because while I think I got close in flavor, I did not get close in technique. But this is still amazing, and it wasn't too difficult to make. But now, the real taste test, my wife. Right? Her reaction was the same as mine. You take a bite and you're just like, what is happening?
That's so rich.
But it's so good. But if there's another French toast that is the new viral king, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to try to experiment and make it. My name is Karyakos, and remember, keep playing with your food.